Hey, Shawn, I found out I'm a mutant.
Wow.
I know.
You too? I found out I'm a mutant as well.
What are your powers?
I can tell the future.
You can tell the future?
Yep.
You gotta tell me my future. What's my future?
Okay. Outlook murky? We'll try again later. Welcome to Last Call. I'm Shawn Proctor.
And I'm Kevin Dragone.
And we are talking about X-Men.
Days of Futures Past. We are the cure.
We saw a screening. One stayed over in our friendly state of New Jersey, and yeah. So anyway, we were able to get an early screening of this movie just in time to tell you whether you should go see it, spoiler free.
Right. We got a big weekend coming up. It's Memorial Day weekend, which is one of the biggest weekends for seeing movies, and this is definitely one you need to check out. X-Men Days of Future Past has all our returning favorites. We have Bryan Singer back in the director's chair, the guy who launched the franchise with X-Men and X2, and now he's returning for Days of Future Past. We have all your favorites. We got Patrick Stewart back. We got Ian McKellen, Hugh Jackman. We got, all the characters. Iceman, Kitty Pryde.
It's so big, you need like 2 Magnetos, 2 Professor X's. I mean, it's like chock full of all of these things. It's awesome.
Right, so this movie actually, it's weird the way it's laid out because it takes place kind of after X3, but also after X-Men The First Class, which was directed by Matthew Vaughn, who had a hand in the script. So, obviously we're going to talk Hugh Jackman, the star of the show. This guy, this is his, 7th film, 7th time taking the role as Logan/Wolverine.
And I was tired of it. I mean, I saw the Wolverine in a press screener, and I was like, yeah, he was good, but I was done. So I went into this movie expecting to not like him, and we both thought...
I mean, he did an excellent job. I think this is his best performance yet. I mean, as far as look goes, I mean, the guy just... he encompasses the role. I mean, when this guy's shirt is off, you're just like, that is a superhero. He is a mutant.
He's funny, too. Like, he is so funny.
He has very good charisma, great stage presence. I mean, this guy nails every part. He was born for this role. I'm not a big Wolverine fan, but I was sad to see the day that they replace him. I don't know if it's even possible, but I mean that
puts a happy tree on my chest, basically. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that you said like that you were tired of it, because what I liked most about The First Class was that it wasn't the Wolverine show.
Yeah, but you didn't show up for the Wolverine, so obviously you were tired of it.
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy too? It's almost like Bryan Singer created this huge like chart, and it was like, all right, this person's really great and this person's not so good, and he just like kind of blew it out. And then like say like Halle Berry, for example, she didn't have very much to do, and anybody who couldn't act very much didn't have very much to do. People who were great actors and actresses, they had tons of stuff to do. So it was really efficient that way.
Do you think it was more like this? He's handsome, he's beautiful, he's hot. That's a girl, that's a woman, that guy's handsome. Do you think that's what it was like?
No, because Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique is all over this movie.
Oh my God,
she's
Jennifer
She's
Lawrence.
Really good.
I gotta say, when I saw Back to First Class, I mean, she completely went over my head. I was like, okay, all right, I don't know who this woman is, this girl, whatever. I guess she looks like a young Rebecca Romaine Stamos. I don't know. But after movies like The Hunger Games and Silver Linings Playbook,
American Hustle, That's not desperate. That's not desperate.
No. But she is a great antagonist for this film. I mean, she as better than Rebecca Romaine Stamos. I mean, she takes the character Mystique to the next level. So she did a really excellent job. Now, we just had a conversation about this the other day as far as the first class actors and the original. I am a huge Michael Fassbender fan. I think his portrayal of Magneto is much more grim and menacing and terrifying. He's just, when I was watching First Class, scenes like when he's at the bar or the end with the exchange with Kevin Bacon. I mean, that is the Magneto I always wanted to see. Somebody terrifying, unpredictable, somebody that, yes, you feel for, you see why he's doing what he's doing, and you sympathize with him, but he's going to kick ass and take names.
But my argument was that Ian McKellen was a much more bitter, experienced actor, and not actor, but a character, and so what you end up with is this like dark and sort of like mature vision of this, horrible. He's an antagonist. Sometimes he's a hero, sometimes he's not a hero. But
he was
It's still awesome. I mean, nobody can say
he was the Gandalf of Magneto in the beginning. I was happy with him, but you know what? Like, Matthew Vaughn brought in Michael Fassbender, and he knocked it out of the park. And I just think he just takes the characters to new levels for me. So let's talk about our Xaviers, because now we have Patrick Stewart returning as the wise and very warm Professor Xavier, and then we have the fawn from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe returning as Professor Xavier that we got to see in the First Class, and they could not be more different. The way that we see Xavier in the future and the past, I mean, they're not even just look, but like it was hard connecting the dots.
I liked it though. I mean, I think that Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart have a well documented bromance going on, and there's great chemistry there. And then the old storyline is good too. Okay. Moving on. I think the actors work really well together. There's a lot of chemistry with a lot of different actors in this film, and I think that's the big thing that you can take away from it, is that you feel all these people working together on the screen, and they're all functioning as one.
We even have Jennifer Lawrence's fiance, which I apologize again because I know he's watching. The character who plays the young Beast, Hank McCoy.
Sorry, Kevin tried to steal her away from you. I know.
I don't even care what your name is. That's how much I'm in love with her. I think he did a very good job, too. I think he's a fine actor. I think he's a lot of fun. I don't see the connection between his portrayal as Beast and Kelsey Grammer's portrayal as Beast, but, all is forgiven.
Don't worry, the next 7 movies will explain that.
Oh, that's right.
I had almost no complaints about any of the action or special effects. It's a little frenetic at times where it's hard to know exactly what's going on.
What are you, a mutant? What do you, special words?
I'm a writer, and I'm published. You got that wrong before when you're like, you haven't published anything. But it is really straightforward in the overall storyline. Like, you can kind of figure it out. If you can follow Inception, you can follow this movie. You have no problem. That the dual storyline, there's even one fewer layer than Inception.
What's cool about the action sequences when the mutants are using their special abilities, I know like in the past, and I'm sure you guys watching out there had an instance where you're like, well, why didn't they just do that? And if they had that superpower, why wouldn't they just do it this way? I don't think there was any moment in the movie I was like, that was stupid. Why would they do that? Everything they did to stop the Sentinel robots, I was like, yeah, that's how I would do it. And
I thought the Sentinels were freaky too, because I don't want to give anything away, but the new Sentinels, in the future part, there's a reason why they look and move the way they do because of how they were generated. and the special effects reflect it. And I thought they were really freaky looking, and they were really scary in the way that they just kept changing and modifying. I mean, it was like you do this awesome thing to destroy them, and then they would just go and they'd come right back and just rip you to pieces.
Anything and everything you wanted to see your favorite X-Men do that maybe they kind of showed in the last films, it happens here. I mean, we get Iceman doing ice slides. We're seeing Colossus metal up, tackling down Sentinels. We're getting teleporters doing awesome things with teleportation.
Blink was so cool.
Oh, the character Blink. I don't know much about her in the comic books. I can't say if they did a great job. But the things that she does with her little teleportation portals and the way that she tackles the Sentinels was super clever. I don't know who to thank, if that was all in the writing or the special effects team, but seriously, like, bravo and that.
Starting off real quick, this is a vintage 1995 reserve of Sam Adams Triple Bock. It is a wild beer. But that being said, it's a cobalt blue bottle, and if you know anything about the X-Men, you know that if you threw a dart in a room full of X-Men, you'd probably hit a blue one.
Yeah, we were just having this conversation the other day on why is, like, mutants that mutate, that don't look human, why blue? I mean, we have Nightcrawler, Mystique, Beast, and when
Papa
Angel
Smurf.
turns, and Papa Smurf,
Yeah.
when Angel turns into Archangel, his skin turns blue.
Apocalypse, I mean, it's endless. I mean, we're all blue, I guess, underneath the skin.
Okay, so I decided to pair this movie with Free Will Brewing Company, Destiny Wit. These are actually good friends of mine. They are from Percy. These guys make really good traditional crafted style beers. This is a wit beer. It's great for summer. It's really refreshing, very light in body. It's titled Destiny Wit, and if you see this movie, it is Charles Xavier's destiny to step up, band together, and lead the X-Men and save them from extinction.
Give you a real fast, straight up one. I felt like when you looked at like X-Men and X2, there were some limitations in terms of the way the budget was handled that kind of hurt the special effects a little bit. I really loved First Class. So I think if you look at this is a perfect put together combination of what was great about those X-Men movies and what was great about First Class. And I will still say that X-Men First Class edges past this movie just so slightly for the fact that I feel like you could sit down and watch First Class without as much background knowledge needed. So that being said, I would rank this as the second best X-Men movie of all time, and I would give it 3 out of 4 caps.
I think if you're going to go into this movie, you kind of have to have some experience with all of the X-Men films, and that, sad to say, includes X3. You're going to really appreciate this movie that much more if you watch all 3 of them and First Class. But like Shawn said, First Class ranks as my number 1, and X-Men Days of Future Past is a very close second, tied really closely with X-Men, because that's where it all started. That's where Bryan Singer shined and gave us everything we loved about these films. And I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 4 caps.
So I dinged it slightly harder for that pre-knowledge bit, because if anything that makes me watch X3, Brett Ratner, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. And you totally screwed up. But, you know, whatever. Moving on. So that is our review. This is Last Call. I'm Shawn Proctor.
I'm Kevin Dragone.
Cheers.